This is a Film Stories original podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the X-Cast. As ever, the truth is in here. I'm your host today, Carl Sweeney, and welcome back to I Want to Believe Minute, which, as I'm sure you all know, is the series we're doing right now where we go through the second X-Files movie 1 minute at a time. And we have reached minute 74, pretty deep into the movie now. And we pick it up today at 73 minutes and 0 seconds. It's midway through a scene involving the abductors. And we go through to 73 minutes 59, and that's, at that moment, we're seeing Mulder's car driving along the road. And joining me for this one is Cortlan Waters Bartley. Hello, Cortlan. How are you?
Hello, Carl. I'm doing great.
How is I Want to Believe Minute treating you so far?
Treating me well, now that I figured out that my version that I purchased is the extended version. And I know which minutes go where. It's going great.
I do think this is something we could maybe just spend a few seconds on, because I think we said right at the outset that, we're covering the theatrical version of the movie, but I'm not sure people always know whether they're watching the theatrical version, whether they're watching the director's cut. So the version you purchased is not a physical copy, is it? It's on streaming. And which streaming service?
It is. So, I am watching streaming on Amazon Prime. So I purchased it. It's in my digital library on Amazon Prime. And it is, in fact, the extended cut. So my runtime is 147 something, as opposed to yours, which I think we said was like 144.
Yeah, there's not much in it. 2 or 3 minutes in it, isn't there?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and it's not one of those movies where the changes are really drastic, I don't think. It can be hard to tell. But yeah, if you are somehow watching along with us, listeners, then the theatrical is what we have been using. Okay, so before we look at this particular minute, a quick reminder to follow us on social media. We'd love a quick 5-star rating and review on any podcast platform, Spotify or Apple, whatever. And also don't forget that we have a Patreon you can subscribe to, patreon.com/thexcast for early releases of episodes and more. Okay, so Cortlan, this minute then we pick up a scene partway through, don't we, with those abductors. They're talking in Russian. It seems like it's quite charged, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This discussion about the guy who's on the what do you call it, on the slab or whatever? I don't know what you call it.
The table or a gurney, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. So quite a heated discussion, and we see the woman's arm. We've seen this earlier, but we see it again. The woman's arm that's been grafted onto this guy. Were you, like me, surprised that they haven't yet removed the nail polish from that arm? What do you think? From that hand?
Yeah, it did seem like it made me question their other practices in terms of like cleanliness, just in general. Do they think maybe like we should disinfect this, or maybe, I guess disinfectant wouldn't remove nail polish, so maybe they did and they were just like, well, it looks good, we'll just leave it. Maybe that it doesn't matter, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, maybe they want to give him the choice. He's going to leave it for a while, see if he likes it.
Maybe we can't tell, but maybe they did the other side to match. We just can't see it because of the shot. So yeah. I like to imagine that's what they did. They actually went ahead and painted the rest of his nails to match.
I like that. Okay, so did you have any other thoughts about this? We only see a few seconds really of this scene before we go to Mulder, but did anything else catch your eye about this part of the minute?
No, pretty much just the nail polish. Yeah.
Yeah, because we can't really hear what's being said, can we? Because it's in Russian and it's not subtitled for us. So
yeah, I think we're just supposed to know it's maybe not going great. Yeah,
it's not going great. It's getting a bit fraught, and later on we're going to see, I think his name is Yank. We're going to see him. He's going to the feed store and etc. etc. We'll come back to him. Perhaps more interesting then is we go to Mulder, don't we? And we get a few shots of him, and I did really like the first wide shot where, it's quite a vast expanse of snowy ground, isn't it? Mulder's pretty tiny in the frame, and I don't know, it conveys a sense of like isolation. I found it quite fitting, actually. What did you think?
Yeah, you're talking about the scene where he's like in the field, right? And there's like a fence in the background. Yeah. It is a really pretty shot. And certainly does kind of lend us to this really like isolating locale in the countryside, which I think we knew from earlier, but now he's by himself. There's nobody else there, so it feels a lot more lonely.
That's what I was thinking about when I felt like it was fitting that, Scully's not there with him, and Mulder and Scully have kind of not been entirely on the same page throughout this movie, and
right.
I think only a few minutes ago they were having this discussion, and it's kind of about, can they still be together or not? Can they let the darkness in anymore? Do they want to? Does Scully want to? Whitney is dead. Dakota Whitney, memorably impaled in the bottom of that elevator shaft a few minutes ago. So she's gone. She's the one who pulled Mulder back in, and I think just the sense that Mulder thinks everybody's kind of given up on this second victim, doesn't he? Because Monica Bannon is dead, but there's another woman who may still be alive, and he's determined not to give up on her until he absolutely has to. So I think that's what I was thinking, is like he's isolated, and kind of the locale kind of fits, what's going on with him in a way.
And I think the rest of the atmosphere in the scene really also helps with that. The music, I noted the music this time maybe more than I have in previous scenes, where it has that really strong like heartbeat kind of feeling, that it's just very like, the music itself is like, that's just that one isolated kind of like beat that's pretty repetitive. So, and there's, the crows in the background, all the birds cawing. Yeah, it is very different from when we were here before.
Yeah, I noticed the kind of pulsing quality of the music too. Yeah. Absolutely. And I think there's a shot where Mulder's kind of turning and the camera's kind of turning too, and there's kind of a sense of uncertainty to it all. And then he approaches that crime scene, doesn't he? Where the tape is, the crime scene tape. So I think this is the hole in the ground, isn't it? Where they found the head earlier and all those limbs that have been buried in the ice. And there's a shot of him kind of, it looks like Mulder is thinking, isn't it? And like, it's kind of like, well, what has he noticed? Because then he's going to be in the car and he's going to the feed store. So my assumption is he must be thinking back to that dangling thread from earlier in the movie about the asapromazine.
Yeah. Well, interestingly, this is where the extended cut really comes in. Literally right here in this minute. So my version of this minute is actually like 2 minutes long. It's a little bit longer, but he does a little bit more investigating around that area, I guess we could call it, where he's looking and sort of noticing some blood spatter on a sign, and he kind of goes up above. That scene, I think, is what you're talking about, where there's kind of like a CGI'd background, maybe.
Yeah, I know Kurt has mentioned this once or twice.
Maybe that scene is maybe the CGI thing is only in the extension.
I think that might be the case, yeah.
Okay, so he's definitely investigating the area and he's thinking about like the directionality, I think that's what the blood spatter is for. It's not clear because there's no dialogue or anything like that. It's just Mulder kind of like looking around the area a little more, which I always think is pretty funny. Like they probably should have found that before. But yeah, I think also the crime scene is pretty abandoned. Like they've clearly left it as is.
Yeah, and like I say, this minute ends then with he's driving through town, and the next minute is he's going to be at this feed store. But I was thinking about this asapromazine thing, the animal tranquilizer that was mentioned like much earlier in the movie, and do you think that's maybe an example of where Mulder and Scully, if they were working together, properly like they used to, it seems to me like that plot thread would have been something they'd have resolved or looked into much more effectively, whereas it gets mentioned a while ago in the movie and then left, and now Mulder is kind of putting the pieces together a little bit more, and I just think, if they were kind of in harmony, like in the golden age of X-Files, they would have maybe been onto that much quicker, I think,
Yeah, like maybe if Scully was not Googling, like, gene therapy, she might have been trying to figure out where the asapromazine came from, which is, as you said, like, we're going to move into that in the next couple minutes. So I could see that for sure. Like, this might have been, like, a different thread that Scully would have taken earlier if she was doing that.
Okay, so Any other thoughts on this minute, Cortland, before I've got some kind of sort of trivia we can look into, but anything else come to mind here?
Only to ask, did you watch Night Country, the True Detective Night Country series?
Yes, this is the Jodie Foster, the most recent series with Jodie Foster.
Yes, I thought in particular this minute where Mulder is sort of out in the snow and ice by himself, and like there's a giant hole in the ground where they've dug up frozen body parts, had very strong Night Country vibes. Like as I was watching, I was like, this is like, there was a giant block of icy corpses in Night Country. It could have gone that way here.
Yeah,
I think.
I didn't think of that, but that's a good call, I think. Yeah, there was a lot of like an X-Files feeling in a lot of Night Country, wasn't there?
Yeah, I thought so a lot.
Wasn't Night Country, so it's like when, was it Alaska? Is that right? Alaska?
Yeah,
is that
that's Alaska. Yeah.
At the point of the year when there is basically no daylight, is that what it was?
Yes, darkness. Yep.
Because there was an X-Files kind of comic book. It was kind of a crossover with something else called 30 Days of Night a while ago that was kind of also somewhat similar to what you then see in Night Country, you know. The isolation and horrible things going on in the snow.
Well, and certainly, as I was watching Night Country, there are tons of what could be X-File like tangents and references. But I thought in particular this minute of I Want to Believe went the other way, where I was like, oh, this is like Night Country.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, that was my big feeling out of the snowy fields and block of ice.
So before we go then, I mean, we see in this minute, don't we, the crime scene tape. Like I mentioned, also known as caution tape. And I was looking up earlier on facts.net, 13 captivating facts about caution tape.
Oh, wow.
Cortlan, what do you know about crime scene tape? Do you know anything about it?
I know
what do you want to know about it?
Yeah, well, what I know is that it's yellow and you shouldn't cross it. And that's it. That's pretty much what I know about.
Yeah. Very similar to what I knew before I read this.
Great.
When the article says 13 captivating facts about caution tape, I'm not sure captivating is the adjective I would have gone for. But
pick like the most captivating one. Like, what is the most captivating fact? How captivating does it get?
Okay, the most captivating it gets. Caution tape is available in different widths. That's probably about as far as it goes.
I am captivated.
Are you captivated? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, let me run you through these because they're all pretty quick. Caution tape is also known as barricade tape. Maybe you could tell me how captivated you are by each fact as we go along.
Like on a scale of like 1 to 10.
Yeah, with 10 being like the most captivated
Sure.
you've ever been, maybe.
Okay, so like 2.
Okay, 2. Okay. The next one. The colour of caution tape is usually bright yellow or orange.
Okay, 3, maybe 4. Color is good. I like colors.
The explanation is it's attention grabbing and it enhances the visibility, which I think is obvious. It is made from durable and weather resistant materials.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 2.
Yeah. It's typically made from durable materials like polyethylene or polypropylene.
Right.
And of course you don't want your caution tape like being ripped open or whatever by strong winds and stuff like that.
Right. We wouldn't want it to be like tissue paper.
Yeah. The next one was the one about different widths. Depending on the specific needs of a situation, caution tape comes in various widths. It allows for flexibility. The caution tape is often printed with warning messages or symbols.
Oh. Does it say what kind of symbols? Because I would find that more captivating. Like maybe even a 4 or 5 here.
It doesn't. It just says, this helps to convey the nature of the potential hazards and the precautions that need to be taken.
Right. Now, I am interested in knowing what the symbol options are. Like I might Google, what kinds of caution tape could I purchase?
Yeah.
Is there one specifically for frozen ice corpse block?
Limbs in the ice. Yeah. Blocks of a frozen head and other limbs.
Yeah.
Next one is, it is commonly used in construction and renovation projects.
Okay, 2.
Which I guess we knew,
Yep.
The next one is caution tape is also used for crowd control.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like, I feel like I knew all of this before I was hoping to learn more. It is an essential tool for emergency responders.
Yeah,
Again,
obviously. Yep. Mm-hmm.
We knew that. Caution tape is frequently used by law enforcement agencies, which we knew.
Same. Yep.
If we didn't know that, we would know it from this minute of the X-Files movie.
Right.
I want to believe.
Right. From any episode of CSI. Got it?
The caution tape has various international safety standards.
Oh, okay. So, like, my caution tape might not be the same as your caution tape.
Yeah. Maybe since we left the European Union or something, we've got, like, less good caution tape or something over here. I don't know. It is widely recognised as a symbol of potential danger.
Okay, true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Although I think of it more as, like, there was danger here that now is being investigated, I guess.
Yeah. But, like, if there was, like, a cliff, you might put caution tape there. We don't walk there, there's a cliff.
Yeah.
There's probably a symbol for that one.
Okay, so we just got two more. Caution tape is cost-effective and easy to use. I mean, to be fair, I'd never considered the cost of caution tape, so that's good to know.
I will Google
if I'm ever in a situation where I need to buy caution tape, at least I know it's affordable now and cost-effective.
Yeah, we could order some. Looks like we could order a lot of caution tape for like $20.
That's a bargain.
Way more than we need.
Can we afford not to, is my question.
Right.
This is the most exciting one, I think. What would you give this out of 10 for captivatingness?
Okay.
The caution tape industry is constantly evolving.
Like making new symbols for their tapes. So 7, for sure. It's like a 7 out of 10 right there.
It's exciting, isn't it? To know that new materials and printing techniques are being introduced to enhance visibility and durability.
So it could potentially have like a career as caution tape design artist. Someone is designing the caution tape.
Yeah, you could do a lettering on the caution tape, couldn't you? You could make it more aesthetically appealing, I guess.
That's how we're going to evolve it, by making the lettering prettier and also harder to read.
Yeah. Okay.
Great.
So in conclusion, caution tape may seem like a simple and mundane tool, but it holds fascinating facts that are worth exploring. And on that note, Cortlan, I think we're going to leave it here. This was minute 74. We will be back to cover minute 75 very, very soon. But until then, listeners, always remember, trust no one.